going on, guys? It's Steve. This is what I love about NBA basketball. This just got me even more hyped up. I'm so ready for the matchups, man. Before I talk about it, I'm ready to see LeBron versus Melo again. I'm ready to see LeBron versus Paul George versus Melo. I'm ready to see Kyrie versus Curry. I'm ready to see KD versus LeBron. I'm ready to see all of these star players, James Harden versus KD. All of these, I'm ready, man. It's time. Paul George recently came out and said he's ready to individually challenge LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. He means two things by this. One, he thinks the Indiana Pacers are as good as the Cleveland Cavaliers. And two, he thinks he's as good as LeBron James. Now, my initial reactions were excitement and, what's the word I'm thinking of? Suspense. Like, I just can't wait for the season to start. But here's the thing. Paul George is not on the level of LeBron James. It's not even close, right? We all understand this. We all know this. LeBron James is an NBA superstar. Paul George is an all-star, borderline superstar. But in terms of teams, the Cleveland Cavaliers are still the better team. But this is what makes basketball so exciting, because we finally have competition again. The last few years in the NBA have really been plagued with injuries. I mean, if you think about it, let's go back. Let's go back to 2015. 14-15. Kevin Durant was injured. Westbrook got injured. Carmelo Anthony was injured. LeBron missed part of the season. Whole bunch of injuries, right? Let's go to the last postseason. The Miami Heat were supposed to play. The Cavaliers, Dwyane Wade, Chris Bosh got injured, things like that. And it's just like, what is going on lately in the NBA? But now, boy, oh boy, I can't wait, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I love NBA basketball. Now, Paul George, do I predict them meeting in the NBA playoffs? You damn right I do. If the Pacers and Knicks don't meet in the first round, I predict the Cavs will meet the Indiana Pacers, because I think the Knicks are the second best team in the league. But then again, that's just my opinion. A lot of you disagree with that. A lot of you guys say Toronto is, which I can't argue with that, because they finished like 50-plus wins last year. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are just going to get better with experience, especially after playing so bad in the playoffs. They're going to get better with experience. Composure is going to get better. They're going to be a better team. The Indiana Pacers getting Al Jefferson and Jeff Teague. Al Jefferson's way past his prime, but to pick up Jeff Teague, a borderline all-star, that's a pretty good pickup. Actually, I think he was an all-star in 2015. But to pick up Jeff Teague, a solid point guard to help Paul George, and Miles Turner down low. Miles Turner is a young defensive beast, man. So the Indiana Pacers are a great team. The Knicks are a solid team. The Toronto Raptors are a solid team. The Cleveland Cavaliers are obviously a solid team. So these four teams in the Eastern Conference, this is what I'm waiting for. Now, would I want to see Paul George versus LeBron over Paul George versus Melo? Hell no. And the reason is because, one, Melo and LeBron James, they always go at it. And when they go at it, I'm talking about, I think their career playoff averages against each other are like 28.7 apiece. Both of them 28.7. LeBron 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Melo 7 rebounds, like 4 assists or something crazy like that, right? So they both go at it. So that's what I'm excited for. I want to see LeBron versus Melo. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing Paul George versus Melo, because let's be real for a second. If anyone can challenge LeBron, it's going to be Paul George as well. He may not be as much competition as Kevin Durant or as Carmelo Anthony, but he can still give LeBron, a run for his money. Let's not forget what the Indiana Pacers almost did to Miami in 2012. Let's not forget what Paul George is doing to LeBron. You remember when LeBron had to walk to half court to give Paul George a handshake in the middle of the game? That's societal respect. So if LeBron respects him, we better respect him, because LeBron's the best player in the damn world. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for that. I want to see what I really want to see, though, honestly? I want to see the Toronto Raptors versus the Indiana Pacers, right? And then, it all depends on seeding, obviously, but this would be even better. We see Melo versus Paul George, and then on top of that, we get to see Paul George versus LeBron, or Melo versus LeBron, depending on who comes out of that, that battle right there. And if the playoffs turn out to be that epic, and we get to see LeBron I mean, we get to see Melo versus Paul George early in the playoffs, and then we get to see Paul George versus LeBron or Melo versus LeBron. Oh my goodness. And then on top of that, we get to see Derrick Rose versus Kyrie Irving. Oh my freaking goodness. And then on top of that, Porzingis. Oh man, guys. And then we also have DeMar DeRozan, the high flyer. The Eastern Conference is freaking elite. And then let's not forget about the Atlanta Hawks. I would like to see, actually, the Atlanta Hawks versus the Toronto Raptors. And the reason is because Dwight Howard versus, what's that dude's name, man? Valanciunas. Now, obviously, two totally different players. Valanciunas is like a Marc Gasol. Dwight Howard is just a freaking athletic beast. We all know this, right? But that would still be epic. They're both incredibly strong, versatile players, right? Well, not really Dwight Howard, but in terms of versatility. But they're both great players. Let's not be real. Dwight Howard's a freaking NBA superstar. He's one of the best big men in the last decade. We know that, right? So that would be an epic series to watch. Atlanta versus Toronto, and then New York versus Indiana in the early rounds, and Cleveland versus, let's see, who would Cleveland play? I don't know if the Wizards are going to make the playoffs, but who cares about that, man? Melo versus Paul George. I want to see that early in, early in the playoffs. So maybe the Knicks finish fourth and the Pacers finish fifth, or the other way around, and they play each other in the playoffs. That would be epic, and then they go on to play the Cavaliers or the Raptors, depending on seedings, obviously. That would be epic and freaking legendary, man, to see four superstars battle each other in one playoff sitting. And then let's not forget about the Western Conference. If Russell Westbrook manages to make the 8th seed, and if Russell Westbrook has to sit there and play against Stephen Curry, do you really think Russell Westbrook is going to go easy at him? After Kevin Durant pretty much told them, screw you, Stephen Curry's better than you, I'm going to join him and not play with you. You damn well, you better, oh my goodness, you better be sitting there, because Russell Westbrook is going to beast and just dominate Stephen Curry. Now, don't get me wrong, Curry's going to dominate too. Let's be real for a second. That guy is a beast, man. You know what I'm saying? So, see all these superstar matchups. This is what the NBA is made for. We sit there and say, the league isn't competitive because we know who's coming out of the East and we know who's coming out of the West. But that doesn't mean it's going to be easy for either team. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy for the Warriors, because let's be real, they had to go through the San Antonio Spurs. And let's be real, that team is freaking Kawhi Leonard, Pau Gasol, LaMarcus Aldridge. That's the best front court in the NBA, hands down. Then you still have Tony Parker, who's going to lead by experience and by example. You still have Manu Ginobili coming off the bench as a sixth man. You have Kawhi Leonard hopefully entering he's probably already in his prime, doing what he does, Oh my goodness, man. I just can't wait. And then we got Portland, Damian Lillard doing what he does. We got CJ McCollum, who just out of nowhere became a 20-plus point per game scorer last season. Can't wait to see what he does this year. We have Russell Westbrook averaging probably a triple-double. Oh my gosh, man. It is going to be one of the funnest, no, that's not a word, one of the most fun NBA seasons in the last 5 years. And obviously, last NBA Finals was one of the best NBA Finals ever. Hopefully, we get to see that again. A Game 7. The two Titans. LeBron versus Kevin Durant. Kyrie versus Kevin Love. Kyrie versus Stephen Curry. Kevin Love versus Draymond Green. Now, obviously, Curry's better than Kyrie right now. LeBron's better than Kevin Durant. And Kevin Love is better than Draymond Green. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be an epic series. Game 7, hopefully again, down to the wire to the last minute. Whoever makes the most clutch play at that time, whether it's LeBron blocking a shot again, or Kyrie hitting a clutch 3, or Kevin Love playing great defense on court. Now, a lot of people said Kevin Love had nothing to do with them winning. First of all, let's talk about how bad his luck was in that NBA Finals. He got the concussion, he was out of rhythm, early foul trouble, a whole bunch of unlucky things happening to him. But when it mattered most on that switch, who was there and locked down Stephen Curry and made him miss that 3? That was great defense. And I don't think LeBron could have defended him better in that situation. I don't think Kyrie Irving could have defended him better in that situation. Kevin Love, if it weren't for him playing defense right there, Stephen Curry could have hit that 3. Let's be real for a second. That is what makes a big three. When it matters, they show up. When it matters, what happened? LeBron, 41-41, triple-double. That block, if it weren't for that block, Kyrie wouldn't have hit the three. If it weren't for the three, Kevin Love wouldn't have been able to stop Stephen Curry. So it all plays into tuition together. Or goes into fruition. I think I gotta stop using big words. I mean, I have a big vocabulary naturally. Because like, I like to consider myself a intellectual and an intelligent young person. You know, I'm actually pretty smart. I get really good grades in school, like close to a 4.0. But sometimes when I'm talking, you know, I just sound retarded. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here, man. But this is what the NBA is, you know, made for. Paul George is talking crap. I can't wait, man. I just punched the shit out of my... Ah, that hurt. Alright, guys, I'm out of here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. By the way, if you guys didn't hear about it, my gaming channel, please go ahead and subscribe to it. I'm out of here. Peace.